Okay, so one of the most talked about players after obviously the injury is Dak and now Dalton. Everyone keeps asking or Zeke owners are now asking, what do we do with Zeke? What do we do with Zeke? Daniel, I guess the question everyone's basically asking is, can he still end up as a top 5 RB? And what should you do with him as a Zeke owner?
I think if I was a Zeke owner, I would be worried.
Okay.
Ever since Dak has been gone, he's still averaging
decent.
No. He's not averaging decent, actually. He's been averaging less than 4 yards per carry.
Yeah.
He's been pretty bad. And as much as you see it, Dallas has one of the worst defenses and now one of the worst offenses because of that QB.
AKA they're the worst team in the NFL.
And it's totally against Zeke because, when you have a good run game or once you're up, you get a pass game, you have a good run game.
Yep.
But with the inconsistencies at that QB with Dalton, he was doing okay. He got hurt, concussion. That was like that third string QB. Whatever it may be, Zeke is not going to get those touches. Because why would they run the ball when they're trying to play from behind?
So should you sell him?
I think, at this point, you should sell him for whatever you could get. Because, he is coming off 2 really bad games as Ezekiel Elliot. And you do expect him to do better. I honestly think he's more of a borderline sell or hold because I don't know how much value you can get out of him, but you can force the name value.
Got it. So basically hold him unless you get a decent offer.
Yeah,
basically.
If you get a decent offer for Zeke, I would take it.
But if not, just hold him because he still has some value.
He still has that Ezekiel Elliott factor.
Got it.
He's still, he hasn't had any touchdown chances in the past 2 games, but at least if he gets 1 touchdown in the game, at least it kind of savors his value for that week.
Yeah, I agree. That's the only thing that can save him because he's gonna get the carries, and if he gets a touchdown, that could save him. But he's not gonna have those monstrous games, like you said.
He's just it's lack of opportunities, bad team to be on, bad O-line now.
Yeah,
it's a really tough situation to be a Zeke owner right now.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Another player that we got asked. Shout out to one of our followers. Don't know the name on top of your head, but he asked us to do one on Thielen, Adam Thielen. I am actually an Adam Thielen owner myself, and I personally think you should hold him. Let me know otherwise, Daniel, but he's averaging about 8 targets per game, which is not bad. It's pretty good, I would say, but the Vikings throw the ball a ton too, and it's clear cut. Thielen is the favorite receiver. Mm-hmm. He does everything on the field. And I think I think at best he can be a top 5 receiver. At best.
I think nice.
I know. At worst though, I think he could be top 15, which is still good.
Okay.
So I don't think he has I think he has a high floor, and then the ceiling can go as high as you want.
Yeah.
Mind you, 2 years ago, he was a top 5 receiver.
Yeah, I think with Diggs being gone, a lot of people thought Thielen's production was going to drop.
But obviously, Jefferson replaced.
Yeah, Jefferson has stepped up. And you know what? Kirk, as bad as he is and as inconsistent as he is, he will still throw the ball a lot.
Yeah, he's a gunslinger.
Yeah, and Thielen, he knows how to catch balls, man.
He is probably the best white receiver I've seen in a while.
Yeah, he
can ball.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a baller.
Yeah, so I think Thielen will hold his value. And if you got him, like, great, because it was a great round pick for sure.
He ran some of the dirtiest routes.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Cool. All right, another guy we have is a fan favorite. Is
my favorite,
Justin Herbert.
I'm curious to know what you have to say about this because obviously I'm biased. I'm a Chargers fan, so obviously I'm gonna have high praises. But from your perspective, where is he in this quarterback? Because the quarterback pool is already crowded.
Yeah.
So where do you put Justin Herbert?
You know what? After watching his first game against the Chiefs, and they almost won that game. They almost won every game. Every game. They either almost win or they win. Yeah. I think he's great. I don't think...
we're talking fantasy-wise though, right?
Fantasy-wise. I mean, even real life, I think he's great.
Okay.
What's so great about Herbert fantasy-wise is his long balls. He's extremely accurate. He gets a lot of those long ball touchdowns. And he's not afraid. He definitely has that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I think he had a lot to prove just because a lot of people were talking down on him.
Yeah.
In coming into the draft, like, oh, like everyone was talking about Tua. No one was like, oh, like whoever gets Tua between the Dolphins and the Chargers, it's like, oh,
the next
Herbert,
one gets Herbert.
You know, it's like, oh, it's Herbert. And there's a lot of other QBs in question too, like, you know, Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love. But Herbert was like that odd man out who ended up being there.
Yeah.
But he's been phenomenal. And I think you have to believe in him. And I think if you had to rank him in the QBs, he's easily top 10. Easily top 10, especially the rest of the season. He has a great schedule for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And I could see him outplaying like Mahomes and Josh Allen fantasy wise.
I mean, I just saw a stat saying Mahomes and him are the only players that have 250 yards per game as a rookie. I will say, as a Chargers fan, though, what's going for him fantasy wise is we have an atrocious run game. Obviously, with Eckler out, our offensive line is terrible. He can also run too.
That's true.
You know, so he can get you points in so many different ways.
I mean, that's another thing to bring up too, because Eckler has been out.
Yeah. So everything's on him.
Yeah, but even when he does come back, Eckler is known to be that pass running back.
Can help him even
more. So
more.
it helps Herbert even more, I think.
Okay, so just to conclude it, is he a QB1 the rest of the season?
I think he's a QB1.
He's a QB1?
Yeah,
okay.
definitely. He should be owned in almost
everywhere.
Every league.
There you have it. Okay, sweet. Last but not least, he was actually like a early year like favorite. Everyone kept saying, get this guy because he's such a baller. It's Josh Jacobs. And he started off the year really hot.
Oh yeah, for sure. 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdown game. I actually used to have Josh Jacobs. I sold him at the right time. But people keep asking us, what should we do with Josh Jacobs? Feel free to chime in. But personally, when you I don't know what it is. When you watch a Raiders game, like, you'll understand why you need to get rid of Jacobs. They just depend on him so much. It's kind of like Zeke. Like, you know, when you don't have any other weapons really, and you have a average, I want to say average, but solid quarterback, and you know the scheme that you're running, every defense knows to beat the Raiders, you need to have Derek Carr beat you. You know, and so that being said, like, Josh Jacobs, like, we're not saying he's a bad player. He's a phenomenal player. It's just he doesn't have many. What am I trying to say? Like, lots of talent around him to help support him. So I think if you can try to get rid of him, obviously he's been playing pretty bad now, so I don't know how much you can get out of him. But if you can get something decent out of him, I would say kind of like it's the same with Zeke. Hold him unless you get a decent offer.